let's get into All Stars 10. So I'm sure y'all probably noticed it's been a while since I've actually done a recap of All Stars or even just this season in general. Because I just don't feel like the episodes have really been like worth talking about. I mean, it's like, okay, it's cute, I'm entertained, blah, 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 all that good stuff. But that recent episode, yeah, ooh, that was a lot of drama. And I was living for every bit of it. And I know everybody's going in on Mistress Isabel Brooks because of what her and Georges did to the girls over there on Drag Race. So, scared away. And here's the thing: I was living for Chapel Rome being on the show too. So, um, so now last week we got to meet bracket 2, which was what? Oh, and it was. So then we ended up with, as we said before, Lydia B. Collins, who now is no longer Butthole Collins, but we'll always call her Butthole. She wouldn't say she is Lydia Brooks Collins because apparently she was easily adopted and made Brooks because of Mistress and that sort of thing. And another Brooks by the name of, excuse me, Nicole Page Brooks, who I always said is my spirit animal. I'm living for her this season. She was like, that's not how the whole, mother-daughter thing works. Like, you can't just be out here adopting bitches. Because remember, you adopted Sugar and Spice during your season. And then in the episode, she was talking about how she fought with everybody on social media, including Sugar and Spice. So I don't know even where that relationship is at this point. I don't know if they're still, ace boom coons or they're just they went about their ways. But I would be real careful if I wanted Mistress to be my adopted mother. But look, I'm here for the shenanigans. I'm here for it's good TV. But I know everybody was bent out of shape over the stunt. But we'll get into the stunt in a minute. So yeah, then we had Lydia Butthole Collins and Tina Burner basically won their challenge, which of course had Mistress but hurt. So then we had the 4 queens who was safe, got back into the workroom. Mistress was showing her entire ass because she basically said that she had less points than Tina and she didn't like the fact that she didn't win the challenge. But I'm like, girl, you basically was up there looking like an orange loofah in your lip sync outfit. And you was mad that you wasn't able to you was going to do whatever reveal that you had and you didn't win the challenge. But quiet as it's kept, your outfit wasn't as much of a standout, in my opinion, as Tina, although that wig that Tina had on was too damn shiny. I'm like, what is that? Because that could not have been human hair. But that's what they chose. And I think they chose that because they wanted Mistress to be messy. And that's what we need to change her middle name to. Not Isabel. It need to be Mistress Messy Brooks. Because messy does not equate. It doesn't begin to describe how she was in the episode that just passed, which was, the roast, the rapper's roast. So yeah, now they got to sit and figure out how they're going to divvy up the votes and all this other stuff. So then Lydia and Tina into the room. And in the confessional, Georges, is jealous of the attention rules given Lydia, which I did throw a little joke, if y'all been following me on social media, about how Georges, when they show like her face and how, yeah, it seemed like Ru is more or less in favor of Lydia as her new little twink that she's obsessed over. It's like, well, Georges, you better set your pussy up in regards of like trying to wow the judges. You can't just be over here like, like that stupid little thing you do with your hands. It's getting a little old, especially when we've seen it back to back. So yeah, then Mistress tries to come in the room and tell the girls how the point system should be done. And then Nicole was going to give her points to Kerry, which I kind of wish she would have stuck with. But then she's like, you know what? I'm going to be a good sister, and I'm going to give you my point. And then Nicole gives her point to Mistress, and then Kerry gives her point to Georges. And then after that, which is why I would have been like, you should let Mistress go first. Then she got real pissed because Mistress decided to give her point to Georges, and then Georges gave her point to Mistress. So then, of course, you got Kerry gagging, and Nicole looked like she wanted to reach over that couch and strangle. Well, if she could find her neck under all that fat. She wanted to get her hands around her Miss Mama's neck and strangle what was left, what little life that woman had up in her body. So Everybody on social media was pissed. Like, I remember I was reading the comments, they were going in to the point that Mistress is even on the line still trolling. She said, if this how mad y'all gonna get, don't watch the next episode. She did say that. I don't know how long ago she said it, but I did see the tweet. She was like, well, don't watch episode 3 if you mad about episode 2. And that's why I said, like, say what you want about MIB, and that's not the Man in Black. But one of the things I want out of reality television is bring the drama. Stop trying to be all diplomatic or worrying about pissing the fandom, getting mad at you, whatever the case is. Like, there's a reason why Mistress was invited to be a part of the villains roast, because she gives villain teas. Now look, after they filmed season 3 of House of Villains, then you could bring Mistress in to do season 4, because they got Plain Jane being a part of that season, and I'm like, I don't know, like Plain don't be like, I just don't see it for Plain, but I'm sure I will watch House of Villains because I like the show, and we'll see what she gives when she gets up there. But for the most part, I was like, yeah, season 4, if y'all do House of Villains, definitely get Mistress on the show. Look, she got a new body. The Ozempic is Ozempicing. So she'll definitely give you good TV. And look, it might be the first time. I feel like the one time she actually will win something, because I don't think she win a Drag Race. No shade. She's not winning this. I do believe that she will make it to the semifinals. I feel like, well, I already told y'all the T, the Georgia, so we already know her make top 2. I do feel like Mistress will make it all the way to the semifinals, but do I think she will win the show? No, I don't. But I do feel like if you were to put her on House of Villains, she definitely could win that. So then after all that drama, now comes the rappers roast. Because since Lydia won the lip sync, she had to choose the order of the rap roast, which I think everybody was pretty much satisfied with who went in which order. So we had Tina Burner opened, and then we had Kerry Colby closed. Which I said when Kerry Colby got around to doing her rap verse, I'm like, sis, all that shit you said in the confessional when you was reading down the girl saying that basically Tina looked like a man in a wig and all this other stuff, you could have put all that in your rap verse. She was trying to be all diplomatic, and I think I was like chaperone. I was distracted by the ass, because that's all I looked at in the whole performance. But after, like, with all of that, I was just like, I was expecting a lot more out of her. But we'll get to who my favorites were. And I think it's probably predictable that who my favorites was, because I think like it kind of was obvious who was going to be the strongest ones. So anyway, while the girls are beating their face and getting ready to go out and do the whole, do their thing and get ready to perform the rappers roast and stuff, Chappella Rowana, who I like to call Chapel Rome, came into the room and came to visit the girls, in her wig cap and her face already beat. So she took one of the queen's wigs and put it on her head. This is not her actual wig, but the wig is serving though. So I was here for the look. And so, yeah, Chappella Rowana came in the room and, asked them what they're up to. And then and then I guess because this whole, look, I feel like this was way more entertaining than the whole Joella Katy Perry situation. Because if people didn't know, Lydia actually opened up for Chapel on her last tour. And what they were loving the fact was that she kind of did something. I don't know if there's been any other mainstream have done this. I can't think of any off the top of my head. If there has been some, let me know in the comments. But there's no opening act or major act that has allowed local queens to open for them on their tours. Like, I would see drag queens do that. Where I remember that, oh my God, I totally forgot her damn name. The one that picked up, remember during the season where she was like being a linebacker and Ruth said drag is not a contact sport? Mimi, I'm first. I don't know why her name didn't come to me. But I remember when I was at this Mimi I'm first thing where I was working like the meet and greet situation with a friend of mine. And Mimi I first had this little traveling situation going around, and with all the big names, so drag queens that she had that was performing on this gig that she had put together, she would pick a local queen to actually open in each city. Then it's like, okay, so that's different because it's like drag queens supporting drag queens, the locals and the mainstream and the Rue girls. But when it's a celebrity, like a big A-list celebrity, I don't know anybody that's doing that. So yeah, then as I stated before, it's like Chapel then put on one of the Queen's wigs and then took a selfie before it was time to head out to the main stage. Then we basically had a story where I loved where Kerry opened up about her parents who don't and pretty much accept her trans identity and how they find community in, you know, being a part of a house like the House of Kobe, where her drag mother is the legendary and iconic Sasha Kobe. And what comes with that is like, yeah, the one good thing I've always loved about us being a part of the Levitical community or as us being queers, because, you know, we are 2 days into Pride Month, is the fact that, you know, we create community when our families don't love and support us. We create our family. And that comes in whether you're a part of a house or you have a group of friends that you consider like family to you. We create family wherever we go. So that's always, in my opinion, the biggest perk about being a homosexual in this whole situation. So now we get to the main stage where we have Michelle, Ross, and Chappella Rawana. Which I will say this. I'm so over Ross Matthews. I just think he needs to sashay away. Can y'all just bring Law Roach? I can't, I'm sorry, I've been saying this for the longest, but I just feel like Law Roach and T.S. Madison need to be our permanent judges, rotating judges. I'm just not seeing it for Ross. We barely see Carson Kressley. I almost forgot that queen name. See, there's been so long since we've seen her. I'm kind of over Ross. I mean, I'm over Ross because Ross gives nothing as far as the judging goes. Like, y'all not even judging the girls. Although I did like the back and forth with Michelle and Chapel was made fun of Michelle saying she can't hear because during one of the raps she was like, I couldn't even understand what you were saying, and then Chapel was like, oh, I understood perfectly because maybe I can hear better, and it could be, it's like, yeah, Michelle's just old. She ain't that old. She in her damn 50s. So yeah, yeah, so we had Tina who went first. Tina was cute. Nicole did her thing, but I feel like if we could all go as far as to say that the two best raps came from Mistress Isabel Brooks and George's, which I saw, shout out to Megami, who had to let everybody know on social media that she helped George's with her lyrics. And a lot of people say, yeah, we believe it because George's ain't that clever to come up with that. I think I'm trying to lump Georgia as being just like cute but stupid. Is that kind of like the energy that y'all feel that they get? But you know, they did say for somebody so tiny, she do smoke a lot of weed. So maybe she burned away a lot of her brain cells. That's probably could be what it is. So yeah, the rap was cute. And here's what I had to say about the rap. I honestly feel like the rappers roast, this needs to be something that needs to be a permanent staple in the Drag Race franchise. Not only just for All Stars, but I feel like it needs to be equated with the reading challenge. It needs to be with like the snatch game. It needs to be a annual thing. We need to keep the rap roast going because you know what? And it also reminded me of, remember when they did during the Bianca Del Rio season, the Oh No She Better Don't challenge? I still love that challenge to this day. And Milk doing the whole, like, remember that stupid dance that she was doing? And so I actually like that whole situation. So that's what it reminded me of. But the rappers roast, I feel like it's way more entertaining than stupid. Oh yeah, I'm here to snatch the crown. Like if I hear one more queen talk about a crown, an imaginary crown she plan on snatching, and incorporating that her lyrics, I'm gonna scream because it's like, can y'all be more original with that stupid ass line? Because girl, nobody sees it for you, so stop putting that in your lyrics. All of you. No shade. Just saying. So yeah, I just think that I don't nothing else to add to the whole situation. So now they had to do the runway challenge. It was in the category basically was Little Shop of Horrors, and then you had the girls coming down in their floor inspired looks. A lot of people I was hearing was saying that Mistresses look clearly look similar to a look that Ginger Minge wore in one of her challenges, where I don't know, it had like these little pink balls and it was green or whatever. So yeah, there was a lot of people saying that, yeah, and I even called it a bitch stole my look segment, where it was like, yeah, it definitely was giving like Ginger Minge has worn this outfit before, and then Mistress kind of like just saw the look and kind of upgraded it a little bit. So the critique started, and then Michelle said that she enjoyed the performance, but said it was too wordy. Hence why I said before that Chapel said that she could probably hear the lyrics better, and she liked it. Ross loved her Tiger Lily runway look. and how it's a tribute to her mother. And then that's when we got Tina revealing that her mother suffers from Alzheimer's, and she was getting all choked up, and said that she, she's always been encouraging her to do her career in drag and all that other stuff. Then Chapel basically, excuse me, gave her flowers to Georges, basically said that her performance felt effortless. Michelle loved her lyrics, calling them smart. Yes, as I said before, because she had help writing them. The judges also loved her elevated Venus flytrap look. Chapel loved Nicole's lyrics, and Ross told her that basically she didn't try to rush anything. The judges totally understood her, and Michelle tells her she looked amazing during the roast, but had some critiques about her runway. Ross basically said that he loved Lydia's theatrical and fashionable runway look. Michelle basically told Miss Butthole that she looks nervous and put a lot of words into her rap. And yeah, it seemed like she lacked a little confidence. And Chapel said that she understood Lydia the best out of everyone, but maybe that was because maybe she was being a little biased towards Lydia because Lydia was her, open on her show. So maybe there was a sense of bias there with Chapel. But I don't know if I agree with her overall critique of her though. So I'm gonna go with them as well. It did definitely feel like Lydia wasn't 110% confident when she was up there performing. It did feel like she was giving, Brittany on, some medication trying to perform. So they said, and then they also, the judges basically told Mitchell she ate the challenge up because it was like, yeah, the delivery, the acting, doing that thing, like everything that Mistress put into it, she sold it. She sold the rap. The confidence was there. She is a star. So everybody can hate all they want. It's like, it's TV. I don't get all wrapped up in all the drama and all this stuff. Like, I'm entertained by it. I love the shenanigans. I'm here for the shenanigans. People just take this stuff way too seriously. Just enjoy it. Watch it. Watch it. It's a TV show. And then the judges basically told Carrie it's no surprise her runway look was so exquisite. But Michelle said that there was nothing roasting in her roast. And it was like, that's true. It's like, yeah, Carrie will always serve a look. But you should have came and did what the challenge asks. And that's, if you're supposed to get up there and roast, don't roast in the confessional. Put it in your lyrics and put it in the song. So now, of course, so now we get down to our top two queens of the week. And it's none other than Mistress Isabel Brooks and Georges. And then, they performed to Hot to Go by Chaperone, although I do feel like y'all should have picked another song. I was not feeling the performance from either one of them, but Hot to Go. And it's probably because I've heard excuse me, I've heard the song so much, I'm sick of hearing it. So, but for the most part, it's just like Hot to Go, the performance wasn't really serving as much. So, and I think Rue kind of knew it. So that's why she gave y'all that little pity half point situation where y'all had to split the point. So now y'all both have 4.5, as you can see with the chart, where Georges has 4.5, Kerry still has 0, Lydia has 3, Mistress has 4.5, Tina has 2, and Nicole has 0. And I feel like y'all still gonna probably have this situation going next week. Like they're like, if we saw at the end, Mistress is still trying to cook up this little plan that we keep it going, and still we don't give Kerry and we don't give Nicole any points. We still keep them at 0. So at this point, it could be like anybody's game at this point, because it's like, does Tina end up in the semifinals? Will Mistress end up in the semifinal? I mean, they have 4.5 points, so it could go either way. But if I was to really bet on my gut, I definitely could see that it's a possibility that Georges, Lydia, and Mistress will end up in the semifinals. I would like to see Tina there. I hope that Tina can make it. Like, any kind of miracle will happen where y'all will push Tina into the semifinals, because I do feel like people feel that, you know what, it was messy how Georges and Mistress slithered their way into a possibility of them getting into the semifinals because of the little stunt that they pulled. Do Mistress deserve to be there? She deserved it for this challenge, but the little stunt that you had to pull to get higher points, although messy and entertaining, do I feel like she's well deserved to be in where she is? Well, if you would have did what needed to be done in the first challenge, you could have won them points by your own accord. But for her being messy and getting the points the way she went about it, That's why I think people are feeling away. So with all that being said, I am definitely looking forward to seeing next week's episode, because that is the final episode of this bracket before we get to our final bracket, which would be with Ginger Minge and all of them. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the mess that these ladies are going to bring in the final episode of the second bracket. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? Were you all entertained by that last episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, or y'all still windmilling hard on Mistress because of the stunt that she pulled? And I know people was really going in on her, and people going in on George's. I don't know if they were going in on George's as much, but I definitely saw like there was a lot of the girls that were going in on Mistress the most. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.